This is how to farm button mushrooms. They look like a ball, so you start with wheat straw, about 50 bales, because the minimum order of seeds is usually having 50 bales. Then you pile it up on a platform that is made of ceramic. And as you can see, the idea is to try and break it down by watering it frequently for around 2 days. And then you start mixing it with your chicken manure or horse manure. You comb through to make sure that the grass has come apart and that the manure has started to burn it just like this. And the idea is to keep turning it with 1 free day apart. You turn it 1 day, let it rest for 1 day, and then you turn it again. Also, remember to add your gypsum to make sure that the pH is correct. If the acidity or the other pH levels are off, it will mean that the mushrooms will not thrive as wanted. So that is the white powder that we are adding here. Before you finish doing this, ensure you have turned at least 6 to 8 times. If there is rain, cover the compost and you should see heat coming out like this. But otherwise, the process needs a lot of air. When adding the gypsum, you should not water it after that. Ensure that the compost is dry. Otherwise, you'll get a case of foreign mushrooms that come due to high moisture. So do not case your compost if it has a lot of water. This is the agricultural lime or gypsum. You can get it from the shops so that you don't use the calcium that is used for walls in plastering. Ask for agricultural gypsum. Then at this point, the mushrooms are ready to go indoors. So put them in bags of around 5 to 8 kilograms. And this polythene can be gotten or you can also use the freezer bags that are sold. Once you have your bags, from the 50 bales, you should get 400 to 500 bales. Then you start putting them, and this is a fork manure that is used to turn the grass. And there is a place in the platform where all the excess water drains, and you can put it back into your compost to allow for proper decomposing and no loss of nutrients. Now we are indoors, and we keep the bags closed for a day or two to check, open for a day or two to make sure that the ammonia is no longer in the substrate before spawning. Then after 2 days, we remove our spawn from the fridge. We usually supply clients with this, so if you want, you can order from us. And then you start using with a clean and sterile spoon. You can start putting 2 spoons on each bag. Also, don't forget sterilization, which has to be done before bagging. For us, we use chemical sterilization, while others can use a steam tunnel. Once the seed has started to colonize, it will look like this, so you know you're on the right track. Allow the seed to colonize for around 2 weeks, and then at this point you can add your casing, which is soil that you put a layer on top around 1 to 2 inches. If you see this, then good things are happening. Otherwise, if you see in caps, then you know that your compost was too wet. After that, you start seeing pinning, and the first flush is usually very has a good harvest. As because we don't use a steam tunnel, you can find that our crop has low production. However, if you use a steam tunnel, this is what you should expect. Yeah, sometimes we usually steam as well, and this is that season when we had so much produce, and each crop is different because we are not as scientific as we're supposed to be. Either way, we still harvest all year round because button mushroom farming has become very lucrative for us. Once you pack it in pannets and seal on top with cling film, it's time to take it to the market. We are taking it to the Naivas supermarket, and then it's put on the shelves. In South Africa, if you learn this business, you can become very lucrative because mushrooms are very expensive there. Some of the challenges of button mushroom farming is molds. As you can see here, there is a green mold infestation and deformity of your fruit. This can be capped through proper sterilization and ensuring clean hygiene in the house. Most important tools you need are the weighing scale and the hygrometer. It tells you the temperature and the water content in the atmosphere. Once you harvest, you can do value addition. And here we are in China being taught how to can mushrooms and pack them. So you can also can them or dry them into mushroom powder to be blended with spices or used as it is. Alternatively, they can be cooked fresh, which is what most of the market prefers. Yeah,